Oh shit. Hold on. Oh my god, camera. Don't do that. There we go. Okay, so I'm still plugging everybody up, but we're in the kitchen. So that's good. At least we're in the kitchen right now. I just start up my computer really quick. So it's just gonna be ADOBO. I was planning to do more, but I'm on a time crunch now. I got 2 hours to do this, which I fucking hate, but let me just check that you guys can hear me. Well, that means I need to stop lurking in the place I was lurking. Okay. Okay. Why are you loading chat? Why are we loading chat? Okay, kitchen. Kitchen. Ooh, good. The delay is not as bad. All right. So we're on a time crunch today because my mom was like, I want it for dinner. And I literally said I was going to cook this after dinner more than once. So I'm pissed off. And I want to get this shit done. I want nothing to do with this food after it's done. They can have it. I literally don't give a fuck. So, I don't think I have the printed recipe for this. So, whenever the vinegar decides to happen is whenever it's gonna fucking happen. But for now, because for me, I always never really remember when to do the, what is it? The vinegar? Like, to be fair with you, like, I never really remember when to fucking do it. So, I'm like, we're either gonna just, you know, figure that out another point or whatever. Also, hey, Ethan, sorry. Aren't you streaming with Mojo right now or something? Oh yeah. We already have some garlic. So it wants us to marinate for 30 minutes. That's not happening anymore. I was gonna marinate this stuff for like an hour or some shit. Or like, well, over an hour, because my time limit is 6. It's like 3:40 something, right? 3:30 something? I finished streaming, but Mojo's still on. Oh, I see. This one doesn't look good. Let me get a cleaver, I think. Maybe. What? We want cleaver, because we're in a bad mood. Yes. So, yeah. So we're going to put this in the marinade. So I already chopped up an onion earlier. I thought we had an onion lying around in the fridge, but apparently there wasn't. I ate a red onion for me with some potatoes earlier, some sliced up potatoes that came from a can, which, again, my mom and my aunt qualify for like senior boxes from the local food bank. So it's like canned potatoes from there. They're not going to eat the canned potatoes, and sometimes I put them in adobo. But I really wanted to like curry them up, and they don't really fucking fuck around with curry, so you know. Again, we're rushing this. I don't care about chopping anything anymore. We don't give a fuck about most things anymore because now I'm on a time crunch. If you're putting me on a time crunch and I already told you what I wanted to do and like how I wanted to do things, and what I was thinking about, then I don't give a fuck anymore. I literally can't fucking care anymore, so I'm just kind of gonna do this however I want, and however it turns out, that's too bad, because you're gonna fucking eat it. So we'll do this whole clove of garlic, which probably won't be a problem because we like garlic in this house. So, like, whatever. But I'm not gonna make it, like, look nice or whatever, because I'm beyond that point of caring anymore. Okay, we'll just do this. I'll put this in the container. Okay. So some people put their garlic cloves in the microwave. I hear like that's a more recent hack. I feel like it's kind of a waste of electricity to be doing that. You know what I mean? So for me, that's not something I'm going to do because it seems a little wasteful. And I lost power for like an hour and some change yesterday for no fucking reason. There was no rain, there was no hail, there was no snow, there was no tornado, there was no hurricane, there was no flood. There was absolutely no reason for me to not motherfucking have any motherfucking power for an hour in the middle of the afternoon. So I just don't really, because my power grid will never be weatherized because Texas doesn't give a fuck about its constituents. I don't like frivolously using resources that I don't need to frivolously use. So, like, putting garlic cloves in the microwave to make it, like, easier to peel or whatever. Like, if that makes it more accessible for you, that's cool. But for me, that just seems, like, really frivolous with the energy. You know what I mean? There we go. So this is like the I can't be bothered version of adobo. Literally cannot be bothered. Oh, something fly? There we go. Okay, garlic portion is done. I'm just gonna eyeball it with peppercorns. Some people might think that's too many. That's okay. Y'all aren't eating it. It's fine. And then we've got some bay leaf. That might be too much. You're not eating it. That's fine. We put brown sugar. Oh, wait. Let me see if I have ABC. If I have ABC soy sauce still, we'll just use the ABC. But if not, I think I used it all. Okay. Yeah, that's black vinegar. All right. So we got soy sauce. And we're going to get some brown sugar. Oh, yeah. Sorry. But yes. So I know the old people's typical like cooking or like eating schedule. So like I do not like cooking in a rush. And so I feel rushed right now. And I really hate it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna add turmeric. Not typical. Turmeric is not typical. We just usually do that with our protein. So like just FYI. After this, we might do something to make me in less of a bad mood, but that depends on how hot my room gets with the computer. So, and if I'm still pissed off or whatever, just kind of depends. I haven't streamed in a while. I felt really, really shit last week. so like I didn't really stream. Even that one stream I did, I kind of like had to force myself to do it because I still had a headache. I get really nasty headaches, and I'm not quite sure if they're migraines or not. So, you know. And again, we're just eyeballing because I don't have the printout. Things like this. Alright. And I'm gonna use a spoon to kind of stir that up. I'm gonna add turmeric before I forget. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. This is like hot water that my mom boiled earlier to try to dissolve that brown sugar a little bit. As you can see, there's still quite a bit of granules in here. So I have a video that I made a couple months ago or something. There's something very similar, in my mind, very similar to adobo, but it's not adobo. The main differences are that Filipinos use vinegar in like so much of our food. And in this other dish that it's similar to, for me, it reminds me of it. There are, what is it? Star anise and 5-spice and cinnamon. So, you know, very, for me, it still tasted kind of similar, but, you know, obviously different because we don't fucking have star anise and like 5-spice and, you know, in adobo. So, and the vinegar. We have the vinegar, they do not. But I really like Kong Tell You Back. I think it's fucking delicious. It's wonderful. And I remember the first time I had it, I was like, man, this reminds me so much of adobo, you know? So, just thought it was cool. All right, I'm going to put on a glove. Or 2 gloves, right? I don't think we need to chop up anything anymore because I have onions over here that I chopped up before. Should we marinate them all together? I guess so, maybe? Yeah, sure. Why not? All you bitches get marinated together. Okay. Now, what I usually like to do is I like to pan sear the chicken a little bit, but we're doing this whole thing where we're gonna marinate everything first, which is usually with adobo, it's just like you shove everything in the pot and you set it and forget it, you know. Which one are we gonna use anyway? Well, I'll deal with that later. Okay, so I'm going to open the chicken. We're gonna be washing our hands a lot today. Oh, you know what? How about we keep it all contained in here? Yeah, let's keep it all contained in here. All right. We're gonna have all of this marinade together for a little bit. It's not gonna be a 30-minute marinade like this recipe said. It's going to be, you know, however long it takes me to wash and deal with potatoes. So, not always have potatoes. This time we are gonna. Oh, bitch, please fit all in here. Because I didn't want to use a bigger bowl. Oh my god, there's still one more left. Okay, well, we're gonna figure this out. Oh my god, bro. Oh, there's 2 more left. Okay, well, that was not planned for well. Let me wash my hands. Gross. And arm. That's on my arm. I keep them like this. I do not, I don't cut up the leg more. Mom wanted legs. I like legs. So we're not gonna cut them up more. I know some people might cut them up a little smaller. We're not doing that. Okay. So let me put these gloves on, and we're gonna try to. You know what? Do I have a? We just don't have a lot of room in the fridge, so I have to think about real tea in the fridge, mostly with this. So, okay, let me. And the most recent YouTube video is about polvoron. So, okay, let me do 3, 4. It's like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 11 pieces of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, y'all!
70%.
Sorry. That was like so much chicken for like less than $5. This is why it's always gonna be more affordable for you to just like buy and make food at home, but that is also just not always. That's not something everyone can do. Not everybody has a kitchen. Not everybody has a stove. You know what I mean? Some people don't have houses, you know? So those are also things to consider when preparing food. Like, I'm really lucky. I have a kitchen I can cook in. I have sinks I can wash stuff in, like food or hands, you know? And yeah. I'm not like Miss K from K's Kitchen, who's, I don't know, it looks like her bathroom and her kitchen are like the same thing. Which, I mean, if the house is built like that, fine, whatever, but, you know, it just looks like she doesn't have a whole lot of options for, like, separating those spaces when she's cooking. So, but, like, not everybody has access to all the same things, you know? So that's, like, really important to consider when preparing food and stuff. Not everybody has the same situation. Like, I've seen videos where people are washing chicken in like a hotel sink, and some people start getting real judgy or whatever, and it's like, well, they don't have a kitchen. And if they're like, and if they don't have a house, what exactly are you expecting? Because like certain food programs, you can't buy prepared food, and it's just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what if people don't have a fridge? Or what if people don't have enough room in a fridge? Like, what if it's like a communal home or some shit like that? Or, you know what I mean? Or what if they don't have a freezer? You know? Like, some of these food distributions for my mom and my aunt, they'll have frozen stuff, which is great, you know? But they don't know that they're gonna get frozen stuff. And, like, not all of these old folks that come up for these food distributions are like me. Like, they don't necessarily have like a young-ish person out there to like help them with their stuff, like loading it into the car or taking it out of the car. And like what if they live in the second floor apartment of some shit, you know? Or like, because they don't tell you, hey, expect to receive this much frozen stuff and this type of cereal and these types of milk, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like Christmas. You ever work in retail and you never know what your inventory is gonna be? It's like that. They don't know what they're getting. So, I always feel like these distributions need to, like, I don't know, work on that so people can be prepared better for storing stuff. Like last time, we got like bags of frozen catfish. You know what I mean? But there have been times we had boxes of frozen chicken. Like, gigantic 20-pound boxes of frozen chicken. And I'm just like, some of these people don't have cars, so they're just gonna like miss out on this meat because they don't have a car or an appropriate cart, or they have to take the bus and that won't last. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of like, it's like these systems are not perfect. You know, what we do have already is not perfect, and most of the time it's not exactly ideal. But it's like what people do have, you know. So, and who knows how long those things are gonna last, because you know, the budget cuts to stuff, right? And I don't really qualify for too many things because you have to be a certain level of poor and you have to be a certain type of poor, apparently, because I've tried to apply for certain government programs, and it's like, especially since like Twitch is my income, I can't say how much money I make a month, because like I don't make the same amount of money each month, like literally I don't. So all right, let's try to get all the really small ones because these are kind of big. And then when I try to apply for like assistance for health insurance, all the programs or like all the plans they offered me started at like $300, and I was like, one of these years I made like $600. I was like, so you're offering me $300 plans when I made like $300 a month, not $300 a year. $300 a month plans for a bitch who made $600 the previous year with the, like the information I'm fucking telling you. I'm like, all right. I thought I was bad at math, but apparently it's not just me. So, all right. So that's 9 potatoes. So we're just gonna wash and scrub these. We wash produce with water and vinegar, so here's a splooge of vinegar. That's probably too much. Who cares? Yeah. And then we're gonna take this over here. And I have, feels warm. What the fuck? Come on. Need you to cool down a little bit. So I have like a little cut of a loofah that is only for produce. This does not touch my skin. This does not touch dishes. Why the fuck are you still warm? I need you to cool the fuck down. Man, when I fucking need you to be hot. Alright, what time is it? Okay, it's almost 4. Okay, whatever. I guess we're gonna wash these a little bit on the warm side. I guess Not Monday Cafe isn't showing. I didn't check. That's fine. We'll have it in the overlay later. Not Monday Cafe is a game I play. I'm not sponsored. I think it's like $8 in the store right now if you buy it on Steam. I do not think it's on itch, because I think I was looking on itch just in case. But yeah. So I'm taking this loofah and I'm just scrubbing a little bit, right? Make sure everything's nice and clean. Because sometimes boo-boos are just, you know, it's just an illusion, right? It's, you know, it's not actually a boo-boo. But yeah. And so again, this loofah, got it at the grocery store. Just whenever I need a new cut, like I cut off a piece, when I'm done with it, I put it in the compost pile, right? So like this is the inside of a gourd that's called loofah or some shit like that. So like the fibrous inside is the part that a lot of us use to exfoliate. Now this is not plastic. I know there's like plastic loofahs. This is like actual organic material, okay? But yeah, so this only touches produce. I don't use it for scrubbing dishes. I don't use it for my face. I have one for my body that lives in the bathroom. This one lives in the kitchen and it's only for produce. I've told my mom that this is only for produce. Luckily, she's remembered. Or if she doesn't, well, she's gonna fucking eat this food. So, you know, we're all gonna feel it if this was for some reason used with something else. So, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I think some of these, it's just aesthetic. It's okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we got everybody. All right. So I'm just gonna rinse this out. Put it back in its little cup. I'm gonna rinse this out. Usually I put that in the gray water bucket. I don't care. We're just gonna do like that. Okay. I think these are okay, but maybe I will cut them in half. So back over this way. Let me just check if anyone said anything. I don't think so. I think it's just me pissing into the universe or whatever. What up, Tango Kid? Thanks for the check-in. Okay. So let's... Oh yeah, you can see that. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just... Yeah, we'll just do it in half. That way, you know, it'll cook a little faster. Alright, and I'm just putting them in the container where the onions used to live. Okay. So let me get the pan I want. I feel like none of them are really gonna have the surface area. Well, go ahead and use this copper pan that I like so much. Got quite a bit of surface area. So I'm gonna just start by heating that up without any oil in it, okay? Then I'm gonna gently move you guys over, and ladies, you know, non-binary friends. The lighting is a little different in here because we removed the thing. I had something covering it because I am light sensitive, and sometimes I look up. And so I'm desperately trying not to look up because I'm not trying to fuck my eyes. But yeah. So we're gonna heat that pan just for a little bit. We have the garlic and the onions inside the marinade situation, right? It's only been maybe less than 10 minutes. So what we could do, and again, I've made adobo before, but like sometimes I decide to follow recipes and then I'm like, I get a little confused sometimes about steps, especially when the vinegar is supposed to happen. So I think it's like a half a cup. Just like, do I really not have any kind of written sago, tigre, chili crisp, chocolate chip cookies, balsamic roasted cherry ice cream, brownies, mukuk, ampalaya, chermola, cucumber salad, messamine, Bengali, kilaguan, chapkupa, pupo, tinolang, misoyaki, sinigang, pinakbet. Okay, now. All right, let me look at a recipe real quick just because I'm like, concerned. Oh, okay. Accidentally stepped on an onion that escaped. Okay, let me find. Oh my god. Okay, kawaling Pinoy. Oh my god. Pinoy adobo manok potato. Recipe. Okay. Half a cup of vinegar and a cup of water. Okay. Soy sauce, onions, garlic, peppercorns, bay leaves. Oh, but not the garlic? Oh, yeah, it is the garlic. Onions. Oh, yeah, I did that right. Add the potatoes with the heat? With the oil? I don't feel comfortable hitting the potatoes with oil. I like to have them just sit around in the water and like bathe. So I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna adjust that. We're not gonna do that part. All right, so I'm gonna put some oil in here. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit because definitely not as viscous as I'd like it to be, so it's not quite hot enough. All right, so we're gonna skip the potato part. That's step 2. We're gonna do the chicken part, and then the vinegar, and then it's add the reserved marinade, and then you add back the potatoes. But I'm just gonna let Let's wait for this oil to be appropriate. So I'm in less of a bad mood, but I'm still kind of pissed off about things. So, because I do not like cooking with a time crunch. It fucking makes me really annoyed. So, and why do we have to do with a time crunch? I know when they typically eat dinner. So I have 2 hours before that happens. When they're in the kitchen, they just take up so much room. They're really noisy. They watch TV. I'm not trying to get copyrights from like whatever bullshit they're listening to on TV. When they use the microwave, it kills my stream. So there's a lot of reasons why I have to finish before 6, because that will make me even more pissed off. You know what I mean? Because if this is like my lifeline, like this is the way I survive capitalism in the moment. You know what I mean? Like I don't like my capitalism to be affected in a way that pisses me off. So, you know what I mean? Oh, is it at the bottom? Oh, okay, good. Sorry, I didn't see it. All right. Let me maybe do this. All right. Oh, I guess we could put gloves on again. How viscous are we? Okay, this is not as viscous as I want it to be. All right. So again, we did not marinate for 30 minutes. That's fine. It'll be fine. It's more that I hope all this chicken can fit in here, you know? This is definitely not gonna like fit in one layer, I feel. But we're gonna try. Okay. So, do like this, maybe? I'm trying to do skin down, too. Like, this guy has a lot of skin. Yeah. Definitely not gonna do fit in one layer, because there's like 12 pieces of chicken, or 11. Maybe fit one in this corner here. A little choppy? Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. I'm just gonna have to hope for the best, really. There we go. Put a flash on. But thank you. Should we raise you up? Okay. Feels like it's not auto-focusing when I tap. Did I ever say I have the same pot set? No! Yeah, my mom got this, but she, like, rarely uses it. It's really, I like this one, you know? I, like, actually really like this copper one. Mostly because, like, it's a square, and there's more surface area. So, I really like that there's more surface area. Okay, maybe too much. There we go. But we don't really use the basket. Like, there's like a little basket, I'm assuming, for like if you fry stuff, right? We don't really use that. I feel it might be good for washing vegetables, at least, so. I might try using it for another purpose. They look nice. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I wish I had, like, Chris Hangry's pots and pans, though. He's got, like, really nice kitchenware, so. But, like, this is cool, too. I like our blue ones because, for the most part, like, they're pretty indestructible as far as the bottom, although I've had a couple incidents and I fucked up the bottom. So, you know, but, like, it's, like, decades old and I didn't fuck it up until, you know, recently, so. Pretty good. Pretty good. You can also use it as steam. Oh, that's true. I guess I could steam. It just feels a little low to steam. Like, it feels like it's, like, right on top of the water if I use it for steaming. So. But yeah. I guess I could try using it to steam. Oh, man. What is... There's, like, an oil stain on the backsplash, but in a way it's just like, why would there be? Why would it be there dripping down? But, whatever. Oh yeah, maybe I could wash the thing again. That's fine, whatever. We'll think about that later. Okay, how low did I put it? Is this like super low? Yeah, you're kind of low. Let's raise you up a little bit. Yeah, gotta watch out so the water doesn't boil away. Yeah, it's like, it just feels like where the basket sits, it's more for like frying than steaming. So maybe blanching? Like maybe they meant it for like blanching and then you can like easily take it out or whatever. But then that's a lot of water because of the surface situation, the surface area. Should we put the cover on so we can... Yeah, let's just put the cover on for a little bit. It's ajar. It's not like completely whatever. I don't want to keep changing gloves. I want to do dishes all in one go. So... need... Is this hand clean? Okay. We still need to sift through this oil. We're not really turning very tan quickly. So, I mean, it's gonna like hang out in a bath for a while, so whatever, but. Oh! Maybe he wasn't ready to turn, or she. That's fine. Okay. When they get like a little tan, we'll take it out and then we'll do the others. And then they're gonna come back together. And they're gonna come back together and be friends. And we're gonna do the vinegar part. And then we'll do the water part. We'll do the vinegar part, we'll do it for 5 minutes instead of 4. So vinegar is gonna be a half a cup. And then water is 1 cup. So yeah. And it's just normie white vinegar. Like, we're not using rice vinegar. We're not using black vinegar. Okay, we're not using fancy vinegar. We're just using normie white vinegar. Okay, for this. I have not experimented with rice vinegar or anything like that, nor do I have a desire to. We just do it with normie vinegar, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is a guy on Good Morning America. I guess Good Morning America wanted to highlight Filipino food for whatever reason. Either it was October or May, right? One of those months. And apparently they couldn't find Filipino people in New York when I know all the Filipino food is in Queens. They couldn't fucking call somebody. They got some dude in some fucking tweed 3-piece suit talking about Filipino food and like saying like, oh, vinegar's so cheap, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, of course vinegar is an accessible and affordable ingredient, you fucking dumb stupid ass piece of shit that's so fucking far removed from reality that your head's up your own asshole and in your urethra somewhere. Like, God. And then he was fucking making adobo and fucking a Le Creuset pot for like, what fucking good ass reason? For what reason? And then on top of that, like at the end, he's like sprinkled it with like parsley. Bitch, why? Why did you need to put parsley on that? I was so fucking mad at this fucking colonized bitch doing this shit. I was like, y'all don't know where all the Filipinos are? I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas and know where all the Filipino food's at. You're supposed to go to Queens. You dumbass motherfucking bitches. So, fuck Good Morning America and their fucking dumbass, fucking stupid ass bullshit. Can't fucking find Filipinos in New York. You dumb sacks of shit. So, trying to act like, oh, like this is like it's so novel to not waste money while trying to like cook shit. Americans have this mentality where it's only like worthy of talking about if you waste a bunch of money on ingredients to make some shit. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like why? GMA is cooked. Yo, Sephi! Are you off of Instagram? Or did something happen? Because I tried to send you like a cat thing. And so I was concerned. I should probably also get off of that because like Facebook and Instagram and Threads are like the same thing. But we're like not quite there yet. So. But yeah, he was talking like it's like when people talk about, and this dude was not exactly white. He was some sort of tan. And it looked like he didn't buy his tan. So I think he is ethnically like he was born tan or whatever. And he was talking about Filipino food like it's this foreign concept or whatever. And like I hate when colonized mindsets talk about other cultures like it's like a thing on a shelf, like this ancient thing that they're so far removed from, when it's like part of just like being human or something. It's really weird. I don't think I'm describing it right, but like, because it's not even like exoticized. It's just like talking about food and culture like there's some like British guy from like a cartoonized British guy from the 80s in a safari hat talking about like people like they're not even people or like I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it when people do that. So anyway, adobo is culturally relevant and yeah, it's accessible. I mean, chicken is pretty easy to be found in most circumstances, and so is peppercorns and bay leaves and onions and garlic and vinegar and brown sugar and sometimes water because some places do not have clean water sources because their governments also hate them. So, you know. But we boil our water, so like if you have a heating element, highly recommend fucking boiling the fuck out of your water. So, you know what I mean? And we're putting potatoes in ours today because we wanna. You know, that's optional. You don't have to, especially if you can't find any potatoes. If you can't find fresh potatoes, I can tell you right now, they're potatoes that come in a can. Okay? That is a thing. So if you have a can opener, you know, and you don't mind. Because sometimes when we make sinigang, we don't use fresh green beans. Because, again, my mom qualifies for, like, food assistance. So sometimes we put the green beans that come in a can, which obviously, or not so obviously, taste different. Like, it tastes different, right? But they're already cooked. So, like, kind of a plus, right? You don't have to worry about cooking those bitches through. They're already cooked. So, you know. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna turn these over. Yeah. Because again, they're gonna sit around in liquid for a while. So like I don't really necessarily need to cook them all the way through right now. Because this is gonna be a very set it and forget it dish in soon. So, also sorry if this is looking like AOL online with the choppiness, or like we're playing a game together like we're in the 90s. So, sorry about that. But I don't know how to fix that. I'm assuming everybody's on their phones right now looking at stupid ass shit. And so since everybody is like using the same internet, it's choppy. That's my only real guess. That's another reason why I like cooking at night, because there's still a chance of that, but there's a little less chance of that because at some point they go to sleep. Right? So, alright, so let me just check this recipe again, because we should be almost at the vinegar part. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready for the vinegar part. So I'm just gonna put all the other chicken pieces back in, because again they're all gonna hang out here and be friends. Okay, I'm gonna make sure to get all of that in there. All of that. We're gonna add the rest of the marinade a little bit. Okay. So add the vinegar and allow to boil uncovered and without stirring for a little bit. Right? So there's the vinegar. Alright, so I'm gonna put on a timer for 5 minutes. And while you monitor the stove, I'm gonna do some dishes. You can just make sure nothing explodes. I appreciate it. I don't think anything's gonna explode. I'm just saying. Also, for anyone who is into, we're doing this uncovered, by the way, who's into date everything, we found Alex Lay thanks to our friend Adriana TX3, who is doing a charity stream for National Children's Alliance. So National Children's Alliance is an organization that, among other things, they are able to provide children with like a year of free like therapy. So like that's pretty cool. You know, with like the funds that they raise and all that. So she was doing a date everything stream, and for every $5, you know, if you wanted to, she could, you know, find a dateable or like date a dateable, or you know what I mean. And so for $5, I asked for Alex Lay, because that's what Alex Lay is the reason why I bought the game. Like, I was thinking about it. But Alex Lay, when I saw him in the credits, because I played the demo until it said it was like, hey, you played all of the demos, so. And I was like, I can only talk to like 3 people, bro. I played the credits and I was like, oh my god, Alex Lay is in here. I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna date Alex Lay, because how else am I gonna fucking date Alex Lay? And so got the game and I was like, well, how the fuck am I gonna find him? Because like I had an idea of where he was gonna be based on his name. So based on his name, I thought I'd have to find him in the computer or by the TV because there's a game console there. And I was like, but the game console is somebody else and the TV is definitely somebody else. And I just haven't had any luck interacting with the computer. And so I was like, well, fuck, like, where is he? And then I was like, oh, when I finally realized where he was because Adriana found him, I was like, okay. Okay. Like, I literally would have never figured it out. I would have never figured it out. And then my friend was like, I think you should have figured it out because of his name. And I was like, I see where you're going with this. I honestly understand where you're coming with this with the logic train. I still wouldn't have figured it out. I would have not figured it out. I would have looked everywhere and not figured it out. So, because then I would have been like, well, that's somebody else's shadow. You know what I mean? So, anyway. So, big ups to Adriana TX3 for finding Alex Lay. Because I would have never figured it out. I would not have figured it out. So, and because of that, you know, we played most of his, well, I don't know if it's most of his dialogue, but we played enough of his dialogue to, like, to see some stuff. Not some, like, sussy stuff, by the way, no, like, kinky shit, but, like, we got to see some stuff, and, he's interesting, so, let's see. Oh, yeah, hold on. Oh, well, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna put in the rest of this. Okay, well. It said to do the onions and stuff before, but also the onions and stuff are mixed in with the marinade, so I'm just like, okay. And I'll turn off the timer once oh my god, I'll turn it off. Okay. Let me... Okay. So I'm very for real about waste not, want not, and minimizing waste. Okay, there's good. Let me get some sort of ladle. Let me get that red one. And try to stir this around a little bit. So we can get the... Yeah, because these onions would be vinegarified anyway. One of these chickens still has like feathers and shit on it. I don't give a fuck. They can eat around it. That's fine. So I'm gonna let these all kind of hang out a little bit more again. There we go. Okay, water time. Although I don't think the water is enough. I'm just gonna have that off to the side. I'm gonna see if we can get these onions a little wilty or whatever. You know what? Let's just do another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes with that, and in the meantime, we will dry and wash more dishes. And then we'll add the water. And then we'll be way more close to the set it and forget it situation. So, oh yeah, thank you, Saribot. Thank you, Saribot. I like to say thank you to Sari because I don't have money to give him. But if you have money to give Saribot, you should give him money. Saribot's a one-man show, so you know what I mean? And he's in so many channels and like does so much. Definitely give him money if you're financially capable of doing so. If you appreciate what he has done for all of us, you know? I feel like Sari is like way more, proactive about racism and bigotry than Twitch is. So, you know what I mean? Big ups to Sari. And yeah, if you haven't already, contact your reps. You can contact your reps about literally fucking anything. Whether or not they actually pay attention and like do something actionable that helps you live your life in a way that is like less annoying or terrible or hard, that's like a different whatever the fuck. But doing something does something and doing nothing does nothing. You know what I mean? So that's also something to. Oh. The world we live in seems to really be super okay with like predatory bitches or whatever. And, it shouldn't be that way. But, the more we align and like suck the dick of capitalism, it kind of like they just go oppression and capitalism kind of go hand in hand because someone always has to be exploited. You know what I mean? And all of us exploit our bodies for work, not just sex workers. And there's a difference between, people doing sex work of their volition and then people who are being trafficked. And I feel like a lot of people are a little too okay with people being trafficked. Human trafficking is never okay. People who have to do sexual acts because they were being coerced or lied to or blackmailed or whatever, like that's never okay. Exploiting a power dynamic, withholding money, withholding documents, kidnapping, torture, brutality, violence, physical or mental, like that's not okay. And I feel like too many people are a little too okay with that because they also don't believe in consent. You know, like people consenting to sex. So, you know what I mean? Like all of these things like go together. They're not separate issues. Like it all compounds on each other, right? But a lot of people just don't want to think about that or acknowledge it or like see how these things can and will be related, you know what I mean? It's just like, should I put more water? Because we need to put potatoes in here too, so. Like a lot of dudes are out there not really understanding why they're lonely, but also only seeing women as holes to put their dick into or people to exploit or people to treat lesser than, but they're still confused as to why they're lonely. You know what I mean? Like, and it's because they listen to like fucking alt-right chuds or like people who are literally human trafficking people and idolizing them, and it's just like, dude, y'all are fucked up on some fucked up dumbass bullshit, you know? And I feel like a lot of people just don't consider like the military rest and recreation program and how that might be influencing the hypersexualization and the fetishization of Asian women in general by Americans and, I don't know, white dudes. So, I feel like that had a lot to do with it, especially with all the war films and shit, and them always showing us like, as like, I don't know, sex deprived or like wanting it when it's like maybe the military should have not been fucking around literally with their dicks in Asia and like, you know what I mean? Maybe they shouldn't have been doing that, or maybe they shouldn't have been like you know, okay with like comfort women or, you know, prostitution and blah 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 blah. You know, it's just like, you don't think, where do you think they learned how to fetishize us and stuff and exoticize us outside of like, you know, colonization and blah 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 blah. Or like how they only know how to accept culture by commodifying it, by like literally paying it and being like, oh well, I'm a consumer of culture, so that's the same thing as like understanding it. When it's like, no, just because you buy kimchi doesn't mean you know shit about Korean people, you know? Just because you go to a K-pop concert doesn't mean you know fuck all about Korea. You know what I mean? Just because you listen to GAC doesn't mean you know anything about Japan. So just because you listen to Benny does not mean you know fuck all about Filipino people. Okay, I think we're at the set it and forget it stage. I might have to like look at it because it's really full. So, so all the potatoes are in there. We've got water. You know, we did the vinegar stage for over 4 minutes. We did it for like maybe 10. And so the garlic and onions are gonna be more like boiled in instead of like fried and then boiled. So whatever, they're gonna be softened. It's okay. But yeah, we've got turmeric in there, which is not typical. We've got brown sugar, we've got soy sauce, we got garlic, we got peppercorns, we got bay leaves, water, soy sauce. Did I say soy sauce already? And like, I really don't know how much chicken was in there, but there's like 11 legs. Skin on, bone in. So, quite a bit of meat. And this is gonna be from my mom and my aunt, because, like, I can't fucking be bothered anymore. They keep on acting like there's no fucking food. So, like, they can have this. I'm so tired of their shit. Because I'm still, like, eating my leftovers from, like, 2 weeks ago. So, like, I literally don't know how they're like, there's no food. But whatever. Like, there's still duck from last week when my mom bought duck from the store. I have, like, tons of rice, and I never eat rice, so that's probably part of the reason why it's still there. But I made rice for myself, and my mom started making chicken salad, and then I assembled it for her. So, you know, like, they have stuff to eat. I just... And I'm kind of tired of them telling me, like, there's nothing to eat or whatever when there's no room in the fridge. The fridge is motherfucking full, and I'm still eating leftovers, like, from forever. And y'all are telling me there's no fucking food. I'm just like, I don't know what realities that we're living in that are so different, because this is pissing me off. But okay, so, like, she said she wanted this for dinner. So, like, I'm gonna leave this on the stove and they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. I don't give a fuck anymore. This food isn't for me anymore. Like, I don't give a shit. So, they can have it. I don't want it. I'm so fucking petty. Like, I don't care. So, I'm just gonna make it, and then I don't want to be bothered anymore. I don't want to be bothered until we have to do shit tomorrow morning. Like, I'm so over it, you know? Because I was gonna, like, what was I gonna do? I was gonna make another thing of rice for me, because I learned what I was doing wrong. And so now we can fix it, right? We can fix it now. So I was looking at dakgopap recipes. I was looking at two. So I was looking at a bean and grain combination for one, but that recipe in particular was utilizing a rice cooker or a one pot, like a instant pot situation, both of which I don't use. I cook my rice on the stove just out of preference. We do have a rice cooker, but out of preference, I cook on the stove. And then I was looking at the instructions, like cooking instructions for the stove, but they didn't say a specific bean or grain recipe combination. They just made suggestions. So I followed like an exact kind of like 3/4 of this and 3 tablespoons of that. But I followed the cooking instructions of the other one. And so the cooking instructions work really well for me. It's just that some things were still crunchy, like the chickpeas and the black beans. And so I asked Chris Hangry's chat. I was like, I told them how long I was cooking. They're like, that's way too short. And I was like, okay. So they should have put a disclaimer like, hey, if you're going to use a different cooking apparatus, just know you might need some extra time with those black beans or those chickpeas or whatever. So, like, now I know I have to cook the black beans or the chickpeas after rehydrating them for maybe an hour or more each, and then set them aside, and then we're gonna do the thing, right? So, oh, thank you for the follow. So we have 3 tablespoons of black beans that have been rehydrated over like 2 days. Rinsed, because you have to rinse because like the lecithin or whatever the fuck, like bubbles to the top and shit. So like I changed the water like 2 or 3 times because the ladies had appointments. So it's not like I did it every 6 hours. I did it like once a day, which might not be good. I'll figure it out. It's going to be for me. It's fine. So we have 3 tablespoons of black beans that have been soaked, rinsed, and put in the freezer. We have 3 tablespoons of chickpeas, soaked, rinsed, put in the freezer after we cook them for an hour. So soaked, rinsed, cooked for an hour, drained, put in the freezer. Like drained, cold, put in the freezer. Chickpeas, same thing. soaked, rinsed, cooked for an hour, drained, put in the freezer. Like drain, cool, put in the freezer. And then we have like a rice cup of sweet rice, malakit, in there. That was washed, soaked, and rinsed and put in the freezer, but not cooked. Okay. And we got some barley in there. That was, soaked, rinsed, put in the freezer. We didn't have to do that overnight. We just did a little soak, put in the freezer. And black rice, soaked, rinsed, put in the freezer. So we have we have a grain combo that we like. I'm thinking about putting red beans in there. I like red beans. So, we'll figure it out. But yeah. I was gonna do that, but I know I don't like it. I know I don't feel like it right now. But we could eat some ice cream. We do have some fruit here. So this is not rambutan. This looks like lychee, but they look like a different color. They look a little different color, and they kind of teardrop. So I'm actually not quite sure. Like, they look like lychee, but they also don't. So, but it's also not rambutan, because rambutan has like the it looks like fibrous. Like it looks like the flower at the end of Inuyasha. Okay, maybe this is lychee? Okay. So I peeled it, and then this is the flesh. And then there's definitely a seed in here. Maybe it's a lychee. Okay. I would really love for this to accidentally grow in the backyard, but it's probably not going to happen. There's the seed. Just gonna eat these up. Last night before the power went out, I was like, oh, I want fruit. So I like ate this really old peach that I took forever to get to. And then I ate this big Asian pear. I don't know if it was a snow pear or not. I'm gonna hope it was. Sometimes I like to add boiled eggs to this, like Kang Tao Yu back, but we definitely do not have room in this pot for that. So, and actually, I don't feel like boiling eggs. So, I think you'll be fine with the potatoes. I'm usually the one that wants to add the potatoes. They don't really care in either direction if I do that or not. So that's kind of whatever. But yeah. We have a semi-busy day tomorrow, and I just want to chill. I just want to chill after this. And I can't use the microwave while we stream in the kitchen anyway. They can use the microwave when I'm in my room or a different room, but if we're in the kitchen, using the microwave destroys my stream. So, like, if I'm in the kitchen. So, again, I just really aiming to be done soon. And some of these fruits are looking a little sus, so like maybe I waited a little long. That's fine. I could eat some bagoong with tomato. Mom doesn't like the East Asian style of shrimp paste. Like it's really fine, like a really nice paste. And with like the Filipino style, there's a little bit more texture going on. And I admit that I like the texture, but I'm like also okay with like this really super fine paste situation that's happening with like the East Asian style of or the other southeastern styles of shrimp paste. Like it doesn't really bother me. But Mom doesn't like it, so we're gonna try to maybe get a Filipino style one tomorrow. It's just like the FDA was being really weird about Filipino food for a while. Mainly Mang Tomas and Jufran, which Jufran is banana ketchup, which we normally have in the house. We normally have Mang Tomas and we normally have Jufran, even though we don't normally eat lechon. And I just don't think we use ketchup that much in a general sense. I never had banana ketchup. Oh, for real? It's nice. It's a little well, yeah, I guess gelatinous. That's like I feel like American ketchup is way more liquidy, like fluid, but sometimes like the banana ketchup will come out of the bottle in like a little gloop. A little dollop. So I always thought that was really cute. It's like not as viscous. Not as viscous. And it's sweeter, I'm assuming because bananas, but yeah, America was being weird about ingredients in fucking some Filipino foods, but they're okay with BHT and shit. You know what I mean? Like BHT is not good for you. And so I just think it's like really weird when they're like, oh well, they'll be weird about shit made in China. It's just like 98% of your shit in your house was probably in some way, shape, or form made or manufactured in China, bro. Like, at some step in the process, China was probably involved because exploited labor, and like lower costs because Americans don't want to pay people properly, So, but anyway, but yeah, like I think my friend was like, she was saying like the tariffs and stuff are gonna affect her dog because like some of the vitamins in like the food she buys for her dog are like made in China. Or like, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah. There's a bunch of people that just love spoiling their dog. They're gonna be in for a rude awakening. So much of stuff is made in China. Yeah. There's just so much technology, Well, mostly I think about technology. Not just like computer shit, but like gadgets for around the house or like, vacuum dupes, If you want something that's Dyson-like, but also not a Dyson. I'm more worried about soy sauce. I'm worried about soy sauce, vinegar, rice vinegar, and like stuff I use for tea. That's the shit I'm worried about. I spend most of my money at the grocery store, you know? Even pre-pandemic, I was using most of my money at the grocery store. Or on food in general. Like, I'm not trying to fuck around with like American grown soybeans. I don't know if that's a future I'm really interested in. So, especially when in Texas they're considering using fracking water, supposedly cleaned up fracking water for like agriculture. Like, bitch, no. I'm not buying any produce made in fucking Texas. If y'all are even thinking about it. Like, they were thinking, I think it got passed. And I'm just like, fracking is so bad for the environment. So you're telling me this process of extracting oil from the ground that is not safe for the environment or good for the environment and produces disgusting wastewater. You want to potentially, clean the wastewater and then use it for agriculture, which is something I put in my body. No. No. No, thank you. If y'all think I'm like talking out of my left asshole, like, you can look it up. But among Texas's problems, that's one. So, like, we have a community garden near us. Near-ish. Near enough. We can probably get some stuff, but it's not like we can get everything from, like, the community garden. Also, that's not going to be accessible for everybody. Like, what if people can't get there because of their schedule or because, like, it's too far or, I don't know how long it's been, but it looks like everybody's getting along. Nothing's spilling over. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like bubbling and like washing over each other in a way. It's cute. I'm like, what am I? Oh yeah, yesterday I ate like an emergency food. I ate an MRE. I wasn't sure when the power was gonna come back on because like they gave us a window, but I was like, I don't really trust any of your estimates because there's no reason why we should have lost power. Like, why the fuck did we lose power? And then a friend DM'd because they saw my status update and they were like, you probably lost power because they were trying to fix an outage like close by to your area. And I was like, oh, so why did they lose power? You know what I mean? It's just like none of us should have lost power. Preferably none of us should lose power ever, but we definitely shouldn't lose power if there's not a weather-related issue. Like, if it's raining or if it's windy in the wrong direction or like too fast or whatever, I will lose power first all the time. Every fucking time. I lose power first out of all of my friends. And so, yeah, I was messaging people and I was like, none of my friends lost power. So that was like super annoying. But yeah, the MRE was okay. I never feel like I do it correctly. It never feels like hot enough, and then when it does feel hot enough, like even when I opened the packet, like it was like, did I? And like luckily it wasn't like meat. It was, you know, like soy meat or whatever. So I feel a little bit more confident. But yeah. The Pop-Tart was looking kind of like it's seen better days. But I ate it because I wasn't looking too hard at it. And then when the lights came on, I was like, oh. I was like, oh, you're looking really rough. So the strawberry Pop-Tart with the white frosting on top, the frosting was not white. The frosting was like oily and soaked all the way through. It was not white. It was like red, sort of, kind of. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop eating this. I was like, you look really weird right now. And it's making me feel a little uncomfortable, so we're just gonna stop eating you. So I usually don't throw food out, but I was like uncomfortable. And then I have this sauce. I have this sweet sauce and like started growing mold. So I needed to throw that out. Alright. So while you keep on washing the stove, we're gonna wash some more dishes. Usually the dishwater or whatever, we throw into the gray water bucket, which is like a bucket that holds water from after you wash dishes or wash produce. We're just not doing that today. I don't feel like opening the door, so we're just not gonna. Okay, we washed most of the dishes. Oh, you know what? We can wash the tongs. We're not gonna use the tongs anymore. So the tongs definitely touched raw animal. So we're gonna go ahead and wash these. Belch. Thank you. First strike too. Thank you. Thank you, bot. Oh, by the way, chat. We're considering to multi-stream on Kick. Not that I think that anyone on Kick would be interested or that Kick would be in any way my target demographic because it's not. But just to see. So we did not set that up today. I do have a Kick account. So if you're on Kick, I'm there under the same name. My banner looks a little different. It's like really cutesy anime manga looking ish. So hopefully people who don't want to be there won't be or whatever. But probably need to add a little bit to my profile to make sure we avoid certain people. But yeah. Cute. Smells delicious. Love it. I'm gonna steal a potato because it feels like getting there with the potatoes and stuff. So I just want to see where we are. We might be able to lower the temperature and just like let it hang out. The potatoes are looking kind of like, I mean, not see-through, but you know what I mean? Like, they're looking a little dunsies. Ooh, okay, you do feel soft. Let me just kind of, yeah, you're not exactly falling off the bone, so. Check that bottom side. How are you doing? I mean, getting there. I don't want to demolish the potatoes, so try to. Oh, something fell overboard. Oh, something. Oh, that was peppercorn that fell overboard. What fell overboard here? I'm gonna go ahead and take one piece. these all soak in the bath. I'm gonna take a couple pictures, so I won't see you for a few seconds, minutes. Oh, sorry. Bitch, are you blurry? Shadows. There we go. Yeah, sorry. That's how we do the photo portion. And that's assuming I actually do a thumbnail. Sometimes I do the thumbnail and sometimes I don't. Let me put that cover back on. Sorry. Okay, so it's 16 past. Yeah, we'll just keep on letting this thumbnail. Again, this is a culturally relevant food. I guess if I was gonna do it pre-colonially, there would be lard. Mom will not fuck with lard, so that's never gonna happen. But I'm pretty okay with lard. I hear contradicting things. Like some people say it's bad for you. Some people say it's like the cleanest fat or oil that you could fucking use or whatever. So it's a little confusing. So here we go. God, this bitch is hot. Okay. So I'm gonna start with the potato, because for me the potato's like the most important. Bitch, you're hot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're looking like AOL dial-up here. Oh my god, yeah. If you play Date Everything and you lived in the era of AOL, you're honestly gonna really love Alex Lay's character. So by the time they eat it, it will probably be like falling off the bone. We're not quite there yet. These legs are pretty thick. But here you go. Yum. Oh, this is a pretty piece.
I like those pieces of chicken that look like a flower petal. All right, here's a piece of garlic. I know some people get weird about that, so.
Ooh, and I have a peppercorn. Okay, I'm gonna eat a whole peppercorn for y'all too, because I know people get weird about it. I like doing it for funsies because people get weird about it. So let me just... And this will be like probably the only piece of chicken that I eat out of this because I'm like tired. I'm tired of people saying that there's nothing to eat when there's stuff to eat. So if there's more food for them to consume, you know, versus splitting it 3 ways, they only split it 2. More food to eat for... Not more food to eat for themselves if there's not also a portion for me. So like, that's what I want to do with this. It's like there was one week where they were like asking me to cook every other day, and I'm like, hot. Temperature hot, not spice hot. This is not a spicy dish unless you're like really working to make it. You know, you can add a pepper in here if you want. Typically, this is not spicy. Most Filipino dishes, not spicy. So, oh, where's that peppercorn? So I can show you. Add 1 peppercorn in here. There you are. Oh my god. Okay. Only because some people get weird. So, some people do not like the surprise of the peppercorn. I enjoy the peppercorn. So, we're just gonna bite right into it. Let me just make sure I'm in the frame. It's my... I just think it's fun. It's like less shocking than wasabi hitting you in your like frontal lobe. Oh, I can hold this in my... I'm gonna eat the rest of this chicken in my hand. Okay. I think I got all the meat off this bone. Mom does not like bones in the compost pile, so it's not going in there. Unfortunate. And yeah, after we finish this bowl, I think we can go to the cave. So it's a little yellow because of the turmeric. Remember we put some turmeric in there? So if you make this, results will vary, you know, because of, I decided I wanted to use turmeric because we typically use turmeric for our animal protein in this house. I also feel like maybe I was a little light on the soy sauce. There's also that. Okay, let me dry and wash a few more things. And we fried some lumpiang Shanghai, or like teeny tiny egg rolls, earlier today. And so I deep fried them in a very small pot because, again, surface area. I didn't want to use like an inch worth of oil, but like a big ass pot, you know, because that would just be so much oil. So we, I wish you would really think about that shit before you stack things. Okay. But what is it? I didn't filter out the oil yet, so we're big on the reusing oil situation. If that makes you uncomfortable, don't do it, you know. But some things to consider when reusing oil is like, so I fried lubiang Shanghai, right? So I fried some egg rolls. So for the most part, that should be fine for like refrying other things. But like, let's say I was frying fish. You might not want to use it for like plantain or plantain, depending on how you pronounce it, because I don't know how you pronounce it. You know what I mean? So those are just some things to consider because, like, you know, there might be some fishy flavor still in there if you were frying fish in it, you know, and then you might not want to fry desserts in there. Or like sweet things. You know, just, you know, just think about it. And so that pot is on the stove. I need to go deal with that before we leave the kitchen area. So I'm gonna wash and dry a few more things, and then we'll deal with the oil. Then at some time tomorrow, I probably need to like wipe down the stove because, again, we were frying a bunch of stuff earlier, and I didn't really degrease in any kind of shape or form. So we're gonna, you know, probably do a little bit of that tomorrow. Okay. So let me get the thing in question, right? So let's aim you down. Okay. So now you're facing chat and you're facing yourself. Move this over here. All right. So this was the thing of oil we used earlier. So what I'm gonna do, oh, you know what? We'll just use that one from last time. I'm going to, Mom likes to use a, oh God, what the fuck? Mom likes to use a coffee filter. So we have a jar that we were using the last time we had oil that I never like got rid of. I'm just gonna put this is like 2 filters. I'm gonna gently kind of do like that. I'm gonna close up this bag with the filters in it. Ugh, my nose. Please stop. Oh, and I've seen her put a rubber band, so why not? Let's put a rubber band so it stays in place. Okay. Right. We're gonna ignore the date that's on here because there's like a date or whatever, but there we go. So there's more than one, so like it might take a while to drip through, but we're gonna make sure to get most of the sediment out this time. And slowly but surely, everything is dripping out. Unfortunately, a lot has come off the side. So I'm just gonna like let this hang out over here. So a little bit has already come through. So, well, it looks like I can put more now. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it doesn't autofocus. I have to touch it. I have to like give a little tap. All right, it's 5:32. So in about 10 minutes, I plan on leaving the kitchen. Again, we're at set it and forget it. So like it should be fine when they eat it. It's okay. I just want to get this oil situation started. Smells good. There we go. That way she wants to use this pot tomorrow or some shit. Trying to wipe around this area without hurting myself. Okay. There we go. All right. We can move this
back over here now, I think. Hopefully she knows that that is not a tight-fitting lid. It's just lightly on top so she doesn't get the compost shit on it and ruin the oil. Okay. Take a twist tie to close up the compost. And we're going to put that by the sink. I'm going to wash my hands again because I was touching a lot of oil. Okay. Okay. Are we on low-ish? All right. BRB. BRB.
I think this is interesting because it's like you're sticking your dick in something
Okay,
to
so I put you in this scene so that way there's no motion sickness for anyone.
What the fuck are you talking
I'm just
about?
posing out of getting to be in the kitchen. So I need to like unplug everybody and all
It's
that.
like a glowing
and move the
glory
tripod.
hole. But Samus isn't a dude.
Let me dry this bowl because if it gets destroyed, I'm gonna be pissed.
The fuck is it's like a glowing glory hole.
Yeah, it's pulsating. Do you not see it? Mirror images?
I mean, sure.
Put my cooking chopsticks away.
That way? That way. That way. Yeah, there. It's over there.
Cooking chopsticks put away.
This is now the glory hole room. Yeah. Hands up.
Oh, sorry. Here. Oh wow, I can't believe it. This thing is an ancient flow battery. These were the power sources for the ancient humans. I've been looking all over for something like this.
I think this is interesting because it's like you're sticking your dick in something to electrocute it.
Move the
Except Samus isn't a dude.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The refill room. It's like a glowing glory hole. But Samus isn't a dude.
The fuck is it's like a glowing glory hole.
Yeah, it's pulsating. Do you not see it?
Okay.
Mirror images?
I mean,
this way.
sure.
That way? That way. That way.
Put the way. Get the power strip.
Yeah, there. It's over there.
Turned off.
This is now the glory hole room. Yeah. Hands up.
Things that turn on and off, please turn them on and off before you plug them. Or turn them off before you plug them in or unplug them. Alright. I think that's it.
Oh shit, what's up, Tina? Okay, we found the Tina. Good. Sometimes,
Okay, that's good. They can deal with the rest of it.
oh my god, I don't even know where we are anymore.
I don't want to just
Figure
break
dong
the shit
equals
in
it
a
has
putty
character.
right
This
now.
is true. I've seen one that does this thing.
Wait,
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I was love a dong with a personality. I mean, better than not having a personality. You know?
This one?
Captain Hook. Yeah, to me, the first thing I thought was Gonzo's nose. I was like his.
Let me see if
his
there's room in
dong
the
looks
fridge
like
for this.
Gonzo's nose.
Did somebody vomit?
Play it as a shrimp, Lamau. Oh my god. Happy birthday, you sexy girl. Gonna go get some sleep?
Gonna quit standing
Have a nice
up
sleep
or-
before your doctor's appointment.
No.
That's a good rhythm. Yeah, they're like in sync this time. It's weird. I had the blasted speakers too.
Okay.
Those are the best.
Oh, tab. You're gonna fit in the fridge. Fantastic. I haven't opened up the Saritos because I was like, I don't think there's room in the fridge. But now there is. Saritos does not have high fructose corn syrup, and it is also not made by Coca-Cola. Right? Yeah, nowhere here says anything about Coca-Cola, so. I was looking at popsicles today, but then it said high fructose corn syrup, and I was like, well, I gotta go. So.
Right? I think there's only like 10 that are video. 3.
Because I already told myself a long time ago that I'm not gonna fuck around with high fructose corn syrup, so.
11 out of 49. All right, so.
I know. I thought I saw you on like one
There's
of those railroad tracks whenever you got teleported.
Okay, now we have our drink, nicely packaged. We can go back to the.
What the
cave.
fuck?
Golly, Belle, you okay?
Send a message to my mom to let her know. You can eat it. It's just. I'm letting it simmer.
Close the door.
But it's not.
Wait, didn't Belle just die?
Yeah, to a worm.
Okay, let's go.
What are we doing with this?
Belle,
She did say she wanted to die. She wanted to say.
We're not in this room.
She said she wanted to die to more
Fucking
exciting
don't
things.
have this shit on when we're not in here. Same thing with this. If we're not in here, we don't need to have this fucking on.
Also, very
Piss
good
me
Korean
off.
Finn. I appreciate you.
Okay. And we'll
당신에게
turn this
딱
off.
많은 특별
Yeah, don't, if you're not in a room and not using the electricity, don't have things on in that room.
수 있습니다.
Conserve energy, yo.
Sort of, but we're gonna have to translate that.
You know, witty, low effort answer.
How warm is my room? Oh, we're okay. It's not sweltering in here, so that's nice.
Special just for you.
All right.
Aw.
Okay, so we're gonna change cameras, and hopefully you don't see too much of my room, but I feel like you're still gonna.
I hope so. I hope so.
And you need to plug everybody back in. Oh yeah, we have wine. Oh, we have all sorts of sugar.
No, it's good now. I checked it. It's good.
We have all sorts of sugar going on. Okay, let me turn this fan on though, because at some point the computer is gonna suffer. So I think it got kind of hot yesterday because we were compressing files for a little bit. You know.
이제부터 내 거야.
Okay.
Bam.
Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about!
Okay. So again, not perfect, but you're supposed to turn this shit over every once in a while when you have a compost pile. to mix everything. you have any wishes? Oh my god.
OBS, come on, man.
No!
We don't even have that many things open right now. Just freaking out. Ooh, so pretty.
I'm gonna fucking put money in this game. Yeah! I got what I wanted. Okay, we're stopping. That's it. I got what I
Your
wanted.
camera's so
You always
nice,
stop when I get what I want.
too.
Alright.
So pretty. Okay. Oh, she went offline? Okay. Oh, pickles!
Bellissima, I bring you pickles.
Whoever has the key, come to the entrance.
Are you?
Do you accept my pickles?
I do. Should I take it back, or can I hold more than one thing?
You can hold my pickles.
Oh, someone sounds like they're screaming.
Okay, OBS is
Oh, wait.
freaking out, so we might need to crash and then...
Should I take this back?
Okay, where's OBS?
Let's